or Passover. Okay? Okay. In Greek, it's Pasha, and that's 3957 in your Strong's Concordance. Now, it appears 29 times in the New Testament, but one of those times in Acts 12:4, it's the same word, the exact same word, but it's translated as Easter. Why did they do that? Okay, if you look in Wikipedia, now I want you to understand, Wikipedia it's a decent resource, but you have to understand that people, just regular people, put information on there, so it's possible that it can have error. So I was curious, because that's the best place to look if you want to find error. So I went there into Wikipedia under Passover, and it says that Easter and Passover are the exact same thing. And many Christians today believe that that's true. Okay? Around 300 AD, what happened was you had the pagans that were worshiping the goddess, and then you had the Christians that were worshiping God. So these men wanted to get the pagans saved, for lack of a better way of saying it. So what they did is they got their practices and incorporated it into the church. And that's how we came with Easter. Now, it wasn't a good thing because of the fact that instead of the church influencing the world influenced the church. And we see that today. Right? Okay, so let's see. Okay, they did this to win souls. They tried to convert pagans, but like I said, it was backwards. Let's turn to Deuteronomy 12, 29 and 32. Deuteronomy 12, 29 and 32. Deuteronomy 12, 29 and 32. I love what, I can't remember his name now. So what's his name? The one that does the way of master. Ray Comfort. I love what Ray Comfort says. He always repeats things twice for men because he says men forget things, you know. And we see that in the scripture. It said Abraham, Isaac, you know, he has to tell them twice so they'll get it. And then he also goes on to say that if you notice when he put the man to sleep to get the woman, to make the woman, the Bible never says he woke him up. So that's why we are the way we are, women. Okay, Deuteronomy 12, 29 through 32. And it says, when Yahweh your Elohim does cut you off from before you, when Yahweh your Elohim does cut off from before you the nations which you go to dispossess, and you dispossess them and dwell in their land, guard yourselves, okay, that you are not ensnared to follow them after they are destroyed from before you, and that you do not inquire about their mighty ones, saying, how did these nations serve their mighty ones, or their gods? And let me do so too. Do not do so to Yahweh your Elohim, for your abomination, for every abomination which Yahweh hates, they have done to their mighty ones. For they even burn their sons and their daughters in the fire of the mighty ones. And the words I commanded you are to do it, do not add or take away from it. Okay, so what happened back to that ritual, that pagan ritual that was going on, was that they were worshiping their goddess. And let me explain what she is real fast. Okay, Easter is another name for Ishtar. She actually has many names. Anyway, she also known by the name of Ostara, Estre, Ashtoreth is in the scripture, by the way. Iris and Queen of Heaven. Queen of Heaven is also in the scripture. Right? Queen of Heaven you'll find in Jeremiah 7:18 if you're taking notes, and also in Jeremiah 44:17 through 19, and in verse 25 as well. Okay, it's not hard to do research on Easter, okay? If you would just look, you'll find it, and you'll be amazed. Now, granted, like I said, you go to Wikipedia, you're going to find that they say it's similar, and much of the newer textbooks are starting to do that. So I would recommend, if you really want to know about this, go to the library and go and look at older encyclopedias. That's what I like to do when I study, and you'll find the truth. You'll find what happened. I'm going to read you off of a Wiccan website. Wiccans are witches, okay? And just to let you know, these Wiccans also keep Sabbath. You know, the devil's always trying to copy what God does. Okay, this is off of the Wiccan website. It says Ostara, which is the same as Easter, spring or the vernal equinox. As spring reaches its midpoint, night and day stand. This is off of their website. 7 days stand in perfect balance. The young sun god now celebrates a sacred marriage with the young goddess Estor, who conceives in 9 months. Now, keep in mind, this is pagan, okay? They're saying that Easter or Isis or Queen of Heaven, during the Easter celebration, I'm talking about the pagan side, okay? During the Easter celebration, that she conceives and then she has a kid 9 months. Does anybody know what's 9 months from Easter? 9 months. We're in December, very close to 25th. And before I go on, you see depictions of Mary and the baby Jesus. You always see them together. You always see a sun around their heads. Isis is always depicted with the sun raised around her head because her husband was the sun. Okay? And unfortunately, like I said in the beginning, the church took those pagan things and put them into the church. So when you see pictures of Jesus or Mary, you're almost always going to see the sun radiating from their back. That is not a Christian thing. I want y'all to understand that. Okay. And by the way, Easter or Ishtar, however you want to call her, she's always, just about 99% of the time, look it up, she's almost always depicted with a child with a sun around her head. They have different images for her, but she's always depicted that way. And it's pretty scary because when you see her statues and pictures through history, and then you see Mary with Jesus, they're almost the same thing. You know, the only picture that I saw, the only statue that I saw of her without the child, which would have been during this Easter celebration that they were worshiping her, she had from waist up a woman holding a trident with the sun radiating from her head, and then from her waist down, it looked like an eagle's legs and feathers and all that. I don't know, it's weird, but that's from way back when. Anyway, let me continue. Once again, this is from the Wicked. It says, she will again become the great mother. And don't they call Mary that? The great mother? It is a time of great fertility, new growth, and new reborn animals. The next full moon is called Ostara and is sacred to Ostre, the goddess of fertility, whose two symbols were the egg and the rabbit. This is from a Wiccan website, and they're saying that her symbols, her representation, is an egg and a rabbit. Okay, why the egg and the rabbit? The egg is always symbolic of fertility. Okay, unfortunately, and this goes back to what I was telling you in the beginning, paganism got into the church and it stayed. Okay, in the Passover, the egg was added to the Passover. I personally don't believe that it was there during Jesus' time because there's no mention of it. Or when we read of the original Passover, you're not going to see it. However, when we do the Passover, we're going to do it the way the Messianics do it until I figure out how to do it according to the way Jesus did it. Okay? But anyway, the egg is about fertility, and the rabbit is known for quick reproduction and even become a symbol of sex. So when you think of the rabbit, what do we see sometimes? I like to draw when I teach. Look at what we see in society today, and I'm probably not doing it good, but I think it's something like this. Right? A little tap. Have y'all seen that symbol before? Yes. Okay, and what does it represent? Exactly what we just read, right? Okay. Okay, so let's go. Our Master Yeshua was crucified on Passover. The Lord told us to keep Passover forever. So let's go to Exodus chapter 12, and we'll read about the first Passover. Exodus chapter 12. Now, I'm giving you a little bit of history on Easter. Now we're going to get into the Passover itself. I felt like I needed to touch on that because of the fact that so many people equate them together, and they're not the same. Now, am I condemning you? Am I telling you, oh, you're having family coming on Easter and you're going to hell, whatever? I'm not saying that. You know, I believe in our ignorance. God knows that we don't know, but when you do know, then you have to make the decision, right? We have family coming over Easter. We're having Easter. We're having Passover. I know this is significant. I know, according to Scripture, we have to do this. But I know that we've been doing things for so long that we're used to them. You can't really stop. Well, let me rephrase that. You can stop instantly with the Holy Spirit. However, with children and stuff, sometimes they want to kind of slowly weed it out, not just freak them out. Anyway, but that's your decision. I can't tell you what to do on that, okay? Okay, so now let's go to chapter 12 of Exodus. It says, and Yahweh spoke to Moshe and to Aaron in the land of Mitzrayim, as Egypt, saying, This month is the beginning of months for you. It is the first month of the year to you. So Passover, or for us April, is the first month of the Jews because God told them. And ironically, I just found out yesterday, because my wife was so smart, she told me that April Fool's was what? April Fool's was the original New Year, is that correct? And then it was changed, and some people still practiced it, and that's why it became April Fool's. I had no idea. I thought that was really interesting. Anyway, so verse 3, speak to all the congregation of Israel, saying, on the 10th day of this month, each of you is to take for himself a lamb, according to the house of his father, a lamb for a household. And if this household is too small for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to him, next to his house, take it according to the number of beans, according to each man's need. You make your count for the lamb. Excuse me. First off, on the 10th day, so before Passover, which was 4 days or 5 days, however you look at it, before Passover, they were to take a lamb. You know that 5 days before, it was 5 days before Passover, Yeshua came in, and the people were praising him, saying, Hosanna, to God in the highest. They were praising him as he came into Jerusalem 5 days before Passover, and then 5 days later, they were killing him. Do you see the significance there? 5 days before, you're supposed to get your lamb that you're going to kill 5 days later, I'm sorry. So, Messiah was fitting that in perfectly, okay, and then verse 5 says, let your lamb be a perfect one. Messiah was perfect, amen. A year-old male, take it from the sheep or from the goats, and you know what? Well, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of other notes. My notes, when I was studying, I have hours and hours of study material for you. And last night I was breaking it down, and trying to organize it so that it will sound okay as it comes out. Later on, I'm going to touch more on this stuff. I was really going to go out of order, but I'll try my best to stay in order, not confused. And feel free to ask questions. Hopefully I can answer them, okay? Verse 6 says, and you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. Then all the assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it between the evenings. And they shall take some of the blood and put it on the 2 doorposts and on the lintel of the house where they are to eat it. So the congregation gets together, gets the lamb, and kills him, okay? Now, when Yeshua was here, the congregation got together and said, crucify him all together in unison. As a matter of fact, they went one step further and said, let his blood be upon us. Now, some people say that was a curse, and maybe at the time that's the way they meant it, but it's actually a blessing, because we want his blood to be upon us, amen? But the next part that we just read says, put it on your doorpost and on your lintels. Okay, this is your doorpost. Can everybody see okay? This is your doorpost right here. So you're to put the blood, and on your lintel, your doorpost. Okay. Does anybody see anything there? Does that look like something to anybody? Exactly. Look at that. The Bible in the Old Testament said, put it on your lintels and your doorposts. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Okay. Verse 8. And they shall eat of the flesh on that night, roasted in fire, with unleavened bread and with bitter herbs, which is what I'm going to show you later on Passover. And they shall eat it. Do not eat it raw, nor boiled at all with water, but roast it in fire, its head with its legs and its inward parts. And do not leave it until morning. And what remains of it until morning you are to burn with fire. Now, in the Passover that we're going to have, we're not going to have any lamb. And the reason for that is, as a matter of fact, let me show you real fast. Okay, here, this is the plate for Passover. We have horseradish, parsley, harrow chef, bitter herbs, shank bone, and the egg. Shank bone is the lamb. Normally it would be the lamb. But to the Orthodox Jews, everybody understand what Orthodox Jews are Jews that don't believe in Messiah, that Jesus was the Messiah, okay? Messianic Jews and Christians believe that Jesus was the Messiah, okay? So for the Messianic and the Christian, this is only a shank bone.